Alright, so Islam Makhachev will be defending his lightweight title against Arman Tsarukyan at UFC 311, and this matchup is incredible, okay? Both these guys are basically mirror images of each other. Both guys with insanely high-level wrestling bases. On top of that, grew to have striking as their career went on. This fight genuinely might be one of the most high-level matchups in UFC history, and I'm very excited for it. I want to give my breakdown for it. Let me know who you guys are picking in the main event, whether it's Islam or Arman, and why. And while you're down there, I'd appreciate if you could like, subscribe. We're really close to 500 subs. But anyway, let me get into it, because I'm really excited for this fight, okay? This is the type of fight that you look at and you just get chills, okay? You just get anxious looking at the fight. Both of these guys are like Flash and Reverse Flash. But anyway, let me get into the breakdown. Now, before I get into the striking and the grappling or whatever, you know, I'm going to get into how I think this fight is going to go, because I think this is quite important, because I see a lot of people thinking this is going to be a grappling match or this is going to be like a striking war. Now, what I think both these guys' game plans are going to be, I think Arman Tsarukyan's game plan is absolutely just to be grappling constantly for 25 minutes, okay? Shooting takedowns, trying to get Islam Makhachev down, because that is where Arman Tsarukyan is strongest and has the best chance against Islam. I think that's what Arman is going to do. And, you know, I think Islam's game plan is probably going to be trying to defend the wrestling. Like, I think that's what Islam is probably focusing on, and then maybe pulling away as the fight goes on, you know, showing he has better grappling and just trying to beat Arman everywhere, rather than Arman just trying to focus on the wrestling and grappling specifically. So that's what I think both these guys are going to do. And now to get into striking, because I think this is actually quite important, because I think this is probably going to be the factor in who wins the fight. I think Arman Tsarukyan's striking is fine, okay? I don't think he has the craziest striking. I know he's outstruck Oliveira and Beneil Dariush, but it wasn't like any high-level display of striking or anything, okay? With Arman Tsarukyan, his best weapon on the feet is the kicks. He has very, very good kicks. He has a very good like lead leg kicks. That is like his strongest weapon. I don't really see him using it that effectively against a guy like Islam. I think Islam, if Arman kicks like too much during the fight, I think Islam is eventually going to be able to take advantage of that. Maybe take Arman down or like catch his leg kicks or hit him with something while he's kicking. I think that is definitely something Islam is going to be able to do and capitalize on if Arman, you know, does not kick like efficiently or effectively, I guess. But, you know, Arman's kicks, that is like his best weapon, which is kind of worrying against a guy like Islam. Like, again, you're fighting a guy who can wrestle just as good as you. You know, what if he does catch those kicks, okay? But on top of that, how exactly, when Arman is the shorter fighter, how is he going to use his kicks effectively against a guy like Islam who is huge? Like, I'm not too sure Arman is going to be able to strike that effectively. On top of that, his boxing, I don't think his boxing is that good either. Like, I think it's fine. Again, I'm not saying it's bad. But bro, Islam's striking is so good, bro. Islam's striking is genuinely so good, and Arman is just like, I think he's just pretty good. Okay, that's it. I don't think it's anything crazy to look at with Arman's boxing. Which, when you look at Islam's boxing, I think Islam's boxing is very, very good. He's very technically strong with his boxing, and on top of that, his kicks are very, very good as well. I don't think Arman is gonna really have much of a chance on the feet, and this is where I think the fight. When I said, you know, the person who's going to be winning on the feet is going to decide who's going to win the fight, because I think if Islam is like better on the feet, and he's like clearly better, because I just think this is where Islam is going to show that he is just miles ahead of Arman, okay? And you know, I'm not saying Arman's bad, but like, bro, when Islam is going to be striking with Arman, I think it's just really going to show like the difference in skill on the feet, okay? Because on the ground, now I want to talk about the grappling, because bro, on the grappling, they are so evenly matched, okay? Because you look at Islam, and Islam is very good, okay? Both of these guys are very, very good, like, wrestling-wise, but Islam is way better with the submissions. His submission game is absolutely insane. His jiu-jitsu is a very high level. With Arman Tsarukyan, he doesn't really have that. His submission game is fine, but it's not really that crazy. But his ground and pound is absolutely next level, and is way better than Islam Makhachev. It's not even close. So this is where they're, like, basically evenly matched. It's like whoever's on top is probably going to be winning that on the ground. And, you know, both these guys, you know, Islam has great takedown defense, and, you know, Arman Tsarukyan probably also has great takedown defense. So, like, I don't really see Arman taking Islam down that easily. I don't see Islam, like, being able to take down Arman and just submit him that easily. I think it's going to be very tough for both these guys on the ground, but I do think it will go to the ground, okay? There's some people who think that this is just going to be like a striking war just because it's two, like, grapplers. I really don't see that happening, okay? I think this is going to be very, like, well mixed. Anyway, that is enough of the, like, striking grappling. But basically, Islam is the better grappler in my opinion and the better striker. But I think on the grappling, it's so, like, close. Like, it's not like Islam is, like, miles ahead in the grappling. I think Arman is an incredibly talented grappler. Okay, when you watch this guy grapple, this guy is actually insane, so flexible, so technically good. Same with Islam though. Islam is very good, but also his jiu-jitsu is very good. But his ground and pound, I just don't think is as good as Arman Tsarukyan's. Okay, but on the feet, On the feet, I think there is such a like clear gap in skill between Islam and Arman. On top of that, Islam is the more experienced guy, and he's going to be more experienced on the feet. He, outstruck Dustin Poirier. He knocked down Volkanovski quite a lot. It's like, bro, you can't ignore that difference in experience, okay, on the feet. And I just really don't see how Arman is going to be able to do much against Islam on the feet. I don't see it. But look, for the real breakdown and how I think this fight is actually going to go. Now, I think Arman Tsarukyan is actually going to have a lot of success early on because of his like confidence, and I just think he's going to be way faster than Islam as well. I think Arman is way faster. He might not be stronger, but I think he's going to be way more faster. I think he's going to, be way more aggressive too. I think Islam is going to be more calm and collected, but I think he has way more power than Arman as well. Okay, I think he's way stronger too. Maybe Arman will be stronger in the grappling, but I think Islam overall has like way more like punching power. So I think early on, Arman Tsarukyan might have a little bit of success. I think he might win like rounds 1 and 2. He might be able to take Islam down in the first round or the second round. I think he's gonna maybe have like success against the clinch. I think that might be very good for Arman as well. I think he's gonna probably win 1 or 2 rounds at least. Okay, but Islam Makhachev, I think as the fight goes on and as they get more tired, I think Islam is just gonna pull away, bro. I think he's just gonna pull away over like 3, 4, 5. I think even round 2 is probably gonna start to show. I think Arman, as he's gonna slow down, because I think in terms of cardio, I think these guys. Arman has pretty good cardio. Islam Makhachev, I think, has better cardio. But I see Arman being I think he's going to be collected at first. But I think later on, he is going to get frustrated. Because, look, I think Arman Tsarukyan, he's going to be way faster. He's going to be way stronger in the grappling situations. I think he might be able to take Islam Makhachev down. I think he's going to be able to take him down, hold him there. But he's not going to be able to do too much. Maybe he'll damage him a bit. But I really see the rounds 1 and 2 going to Arman Tsarukyan, okay? And I think Islam is going to be calm and collected, and he's going to be ready for that, okay? But then, as time goes on, I think Islam, he's going to be defensively sound. He's not going to get taken down too much, or at least if he does get taken down, he's going to be he's not going to be hurt, or he's not going to be like submitted or whatever. And I think if Arman makes a mistake too, by the way, I think if Arman makes a mistake on the ground, because I forgot to mention this earlier, I think if he makes a mistake, Islam Makhachev gets him in a submission, he's absolutely cooked. Because I seen him say, I think it was Islam, he was like, oh, Charles Oliveira was able to do this. I don't think Islam Makhachev is as good with the submissions as Charles Oliveira, but he's very good. And I think if Arman makes a bad mistake, bro, Islam is definitely going to be able to lock something up. But look, I think Arman's going to be very careful though. Again, I think he's going to look very, very good early on. But as time goes on, I think Islam Makhachev, again, he's going to be stuffing the takedowns, defensively sound. Islam is going to be basically perfect in like defensively. And then Arman Tsarukyan, I think he's just going to get frustrated. I think he's going to get frustrated as time goes on just with how good defensively Islam will be. Because look, Dustin Poirier was able to hit him a lot, or he was able to cut him up. He was, I wouldn't say he was really outboxing Islam. It was more like elbows in the clinch. That was like basically the only time Dustin Poirier ever hit Islam. Like, I just don't think Arman's going to be doing that to him, bro. I just really don't see it. I think Arman's lack of experience as well against Islam is, with Dustin Poirier, Volkanovski, those guys were like veterans. Same with Oliveira. With Arman Tsarukyan, he's a newer guy. I think he's going to definitely struggle with that a lot. And then rounds 3, 4, and 5, I think Islam is going to get very, very crafty, okay? This guy's going to turn into a crafty vet. Arman Tsarukyan, again, I think he's just going to get frustrated. I really think he's just not going to know what to do. He's not going to, be able to do anything to Islam, and he's just going to get, he's just not going to know what to do as time goes on, and he's going to get more and more tired, and he's not going to be able to, like I said, he's not going to be faster, he's not going to be able to just muscle around, Islam in the clinch and stuff. Like, I just don't see that happening, or at least not in the clinch, on the ground. Like, he's not going to be stronger there, he's not going to be faster, and I think Islam, just, the better cardio, the more experience, it's just going to really show in those last couple rounds. And I think, honestly, I really see Islam getting a TKO against the fence in, like, rounds 4 and 5, Arman kind of tires a bit out, he's kind of getting annoyed, and then, Islam Makhachev goes in there, and then, puts him, I don't think he's going to knock him out cold, again, I don't think it's going to be like Volkanovski. I think he's probably just going to TKO him against the fence, like, Arman's just tired and just gets caught with something bad, just gets put against the fence, and that's it, bro. But this is a very, very close fight. Like, the thing is, with Arman, I just don't really see how exactly he wins this, I think there is... Like, again, it's just like, maybe he's going to be able to hold Islam down. But, I don't know. I don't really see that happening. But, yeah, that's going to be my breakdown. I have Islam by 4th round TKO. And, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. All right.